Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be, wherever you may be doing. Hello. I wanted to talk today about energy. My brother sent me something the other day and he asked for my thoughts about it. And it essentially was talking about elite athletes. And, they were canvassed to kind of figure out some of the traits that they had. And interestingly enough, the three common traits that they came up with was a sense of insufficiency, superiority complex, and maniacal focus. So essentially, they didn't believe they were enough. They knew that they could overcome it, and they worked intensely at doing so, and will remain laser focused on doing it. And essentially what came up for me as I was listening and watching this was energy. If we look at those three things that elite athletes speak about, it's a feeling of not enough, a belief that they can do more, control, and the ability to focus on the fact that they know that they can overcome it. All of those elements, it's energy. And, all too often we try and separate those things and see them as good or bad, warm or cold, things to build on, things to work on. And essentially at their root, they are simply energy. And the choice that presents itself is what we want to do with that energy. I remember, as part of this whole journey, being told and learning, and then subsequently believing, and now living, always seeking light. It's very easy to see something or take on board words which have been said by somebody and see them in a negative light. See it from a dark space, a cold space. Imagine negative intent. And I remember being solidly in that place and almost having a sense of paranoia a lot of the time, that things, the world, the universe, people were out to get. Not quite as far as why me, but yeah, close. And when I started to focus on the light, and don't get me wrong, by no stretch of the imagination was it easy, or did it take, or was it done overnight. It was hard, and it took a while. However, like many things on this journey, all of a sudden I just realized I was doing it. And it's all about small steps. Some of you will know the book that this is from. It's essentially a boy and a horse are in the woods, and the boy turns to the horse and says, I can't see a way through. And that horse turns to the boy and says, can you see your next step? And the boy says, yes. And the horse says, then just take that. And that's for another talk, but essentially in there, the two are linked. You know, the journey that I took, some of you listening have probably taken, some of you listening are on the journey, or you may just be starting that journey. And that journey is choosing what we do with the energy that we have. That choice. Do we want to seek the light? Or do we want to seek the dark, the warm or the cold, the positive or the negative intent? Because ultimately it all is energy. And we can do what we want to do with that energy. You know, it would have been very easy for those athletes to put a full stop on that I am not enough and leave it there. And not get out of bed, not go to the gym, not go for a run. Whatever it is that they might be doing. They had that choice. The choice to decide on what they wanted to do with that energy. Did they want to use that energy for warmth and positivity? Or do they want to use that energy for allowing them to stay in that same place? And it's hard. You know, whether you're an elite athlete or a gifted amateur in the sports world, or if you're just living your life, it is hard to get out of bed. It is hard to see positivity in what people say or things that may be done to you. But the point that I want to make today is that it is a choice. It'll always remain your choice. Nobody can decide for you what you do with that energy. So, what I want to leave you with today is choose the light. When you find yourself having to make that choice, consciously ask yourself the question, do I want to choose the light or do I want to choose the dark? Do I want to choose the warmth or do I want to choose the cold? And try with all that you have in you at that moment to choose the warmth. Try and find, even if it's a single drop of sand, in whatever that might be happening. And use that. Choose that. And make the energy warm. And try and do that as consistently as possible. Because with time, the way you see yourself, those around you, the world, will start to shift. And seeing the world from a place of light and warmth is so rewarding and refreshing. Thank you.